share with you my journey in the corporate life, the ups, the downs, and the up again, including roadblocks and detours, intertwined with my own spiritual journey. So I grew up as an agnostic, and like sila Rico, I didn't know God when I was growing up. It's from what? Typical Chinese background. So yeah, studies, ganun lang. I grew up in I studied in a non-sectarian Chinese school. So actually I was telling my wife, up to my college days, I thought Jesus Christ was just a a fable or a epic fictional character, up there with like the Monkey King. So, yung mga ganun lang, I really thought that. No kidding. So, it was like a shock to me when I read one book that it's called The 50 Most Influential Persons in the World in History. Tapos number 2 yata si Jesus. Ay, totoo pala siya. So, it was a big shock to me, or a big eye-opener for me. And it was, I would say na pareho kami ni Rico, ghosted. It was there that I got to know the Lord. But, okay, I'd like to tell you how some seemingly random incidents that happened in my life that led me to where I am right now. And I really thank the Lord for directing my path. Number 1, as a post-eds freshman, college freshman, I really wanted to study in UP, taking up communications arts. Hindi ako pumasa sa UPD, UP Baguio, dun ako pumasa. And then, so that was the plan. But my father told me na hindi ako pwede pumunta ng Baguio because my mother was very, very sick at that time. And feeling niya, she could go anytime. And Baguio medyo malayo yun. So with a heavy heart, I late enrolled in UST. And so, I enrolled myself in for journalism. So after graduation, my dream job was to become an investigative journalist, writing on social issues. But the first offer came to me from Management Association of the Philippines. They wanted to have a junior writer for their newsletter. So during that time, the only newspaper there was Business World. So since wala akong masyadong ginagawa, bata pa, binabasa ko yung Business World from cover to cover. Yun lang ang binabasa ko. After 10 months of being there, ayoko na sa Makati. Siyempre at that time, medyo gusto ko makibaka, to have something meaningful in my life. So sabi ko, magbabalik ako, mag-a-apply na lang ako sa newspaper. So I applied in Philippine Star, Philippine Daily Inquirer, and Business World. Just because alam ko yung office address nila kasi nandun sa sabi ko, since nag-type na ako ng application letter, bigay ko na sa Business World. Lo and behold, Business World was the first to call me. No choice, my last choice pa nga. So, but I went to Business World, and there, this is where something really clicked sa akin. At that time, Business World has, syempre mga bagong reporters. We have a clique of, young journalists working there. Ang rhythm namin is, Faces and Zoo on Thursday nights, Music Hall Friday nights, and Mary the Queen Church on Sunday night. Kasi we had to go to the office on Sundays kasi nga may diaryo the next day. So, yun. And the one who was insisting for us to go to Mass every Sunday was siya yung talagang party girl ng grupo. Pero she always insisted, simba na tayo kasi 6 o'clock na, tapos na So I was dragged to attend mass, and she became a contemplative nun in Big Sister Convent. Yun. So, sabi niya kasi talagang she was being told na nung bata pa siya. Pero, yun. So, si Sister Mary Veritas na siya ngayon. Okay. So, so the good training and the integrity opened a lot of doors for me and many of my business world reporter friends. A bunch of us were recruited by international news agencies. So ako, I went to China to work for a unit of Financial Times and then to Shanghai later for Dow Jones Newswires. So looking back, God led me to business journalism at a time when business news was about to grow, to gain ground, giving me a leg up against other types of journalists of my generation. Kasi at that time, ang daming na-recruit in business shows, CNBC, Asia Business News, and may mga Pinoy na reporters. Anyway, so God also led me to China, a communist country, to show me the struggles of Catholics there in keeping their faith alive. Talagang, in Nanjing, there was only one foreign language mass, and it was in Latin. And then, may Chinese mass. And guess kung saan ako nagsisimba doon? It's the Latin one. Kasi hindi ko talaga maintindihan yung Chinese. At least yung Latin medyo may konting ano pa. And at that time, wala pang online masses. So talagang kailangan pumunta ka na. So in Shanghai naman, there was only one English mass also on a Sunday morning. And the priest there, God bless his soul, he's really struggled to give his homily in English. Alam mo, hirap na hirap siya, pero he still, every Sunday, nandoon siya, giving us homily and, doing the Mass in English, just for foreigners na nandoon. That made me realize the value of hearing God's words talaga. So it also made me realize how fortunate we are in the Philippines na we have so many masses, hour upon hour. Kung na-miss mo to, punta ka dun sa kabilang kanto, may isang simbahan din doon, o chapel, na pwede kang mag-mass. So to be inside a church on a Sunday morning with only a handful of fellow believers drove me to cling more to my faith. Because it gave me the sense that God is there, or was there, to encourage this small band of faithfuls in keeping their faith alive amidst the communist surrounding. There's something sad in there, but there's also something serenely beautiful at the same time. So one Bible verse that stuck with me for a long time was Matthew 16:26. Sabi talaga doon, what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own self? So, at the age of 34, yung pursuit ko of moving up the corporate ladder talagang lost its allure. I yearned for a life of purpose. So, yung life as an expat in China at that time, meron pang hazard pay, pero in Shanghai. So, very cosmopolitan. And with a very, very, supportive boss, parang alam mo na kung ano isusulat mo day in and day out about stock market, forex market, bond market became meaningless to me. So I prayed to God, Lord, bring back the fire in my belly. Kasi yun na, pag journalist ka, gusto mo yung fire in my belly to do my job well. And I thank the Lord for not giving back the fire in my belly. So at the age of 35, I resigned, much to the chagrin of my father, who is the Chinese. Uy, nasa China ng anak ko, and all those things. And I was being compensated very generously. So I don't know about it. But so I quit my job, came back to the Philippines, and I wanted to work kasi sa NGO, uplifting the lives of Filipino people. But after several rejections from international NGOs, God had a better plan, gave me a better option for me. So I received a job offer as a PR in in Asian Development Bank. So it's not just helping Filipinos, but helping people around Asia and the Pacific. A year after, I met another person who helped me deepen my love and my understanding of my still rather shallow faith. I met V, my wife, over there, siya yung kumuha ng video, through common friends from UST. Imagine kung hindi ako pumunta ng UST, hindi ko sila mamimit, hindi nila ako papakilala sa kanya. So, life would be meaningless. Now, so V is the one who was and living, the true Christian life, in my opinion. She was in the community called Servants of the Lord's Vineyard in Makati, nung young professional pa siya, and she was very active in the evangelistic front, was leading a group of her peers in the small group. So she evangelized me into the Christian community nung lumiligaw pa sa kanya, and she really put the love of God into the center of my life. So, even in my corporate life. So, you may ask, paano? So now as a person with authority within my department and some sort of a big brother to a band of Filipino-Chinese employees within ADB, I really try to make sure that my actions reflect my Catholic faith. So it's really very intentional ang ginagawa ko. Being a Christian in a diverse workplace, I strive to be a good model, which I was not in my earlier years. Now, as a committed Christian, I'm not afraid to say, I pray for you. Don't worry, I pray for you. I pray for your sickness, for your promotion. Minsan, may nagsasabi sa akin na the mental health is not. Parating, hindi na ako nahihiya dati. Hindi na ako nahihiya ngayon to say, I'll pray for you. And I will really pray for them talaga. Yun, parang nawala na yung stigma na, baka sabihin na, religious po masyado, gano'n, I don't care. Pero, you can see their appreciation. Kasi like, even the foreigners, may isang nagka-cancel, sabi ko, don't worry, I'll pray for you. And he was like, he went to Singapore pa to take out his cancer cells, and he's okay now. And you can see that they appreciate that. I was also vocal in being fair and compassionate. In the wider world, meron kasing mga sasabihin na, Jay, bigay mo na sa kanya yan yung promotion because matagal na siya dito. So I'm part of the independent panel reviewer. So I try to be very fair. Kasi we're talking about the life. Ma-promote ka, like, plus 10,000 pesos, it may be, have a more impact on another person's life. It's like, marami namang deserving. And I try to be more empathetic, ganun. So yeah, if there's a chance, I tell people about God and what He has done in my life. As I'm sharing it with you now. I tell them to pray for the impossible. One of the answered prayers na is my promotion that V prayed for. So in difficult times, I will tell people that I pray for this and that. I really thank the Lord for guiding me in my life. I could really say, looking back and looking forward, He is the greatest editor in my life. Thank you.